we have a ceasefire. Let's hope it lasts. Questions remain. What will the final agreement look like? Who's going to control the Straits of Hormuz? Merle Dimbath here, Conch economist, and the problems that we had prior to the Iran conflict are still very much with us. The Iran conflict only added to the problems. We were spending $1 billion a day during that period of time, and we may have to resume that again. This adds to the debt. The demand for credit is as great as ever. Not only the national government, which is running a deficit this year in excess of $1 trillion, but also the demand by other state governments, as well as corporations, and of course, private individuals. A big demand for borrowed money, and this keeps upward pressure on the interest rates. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. Latest Congressional Budget Office numbers. And as I mentioned earlier, that Iran conflict was burning through about $1 billion a day, mostly financed through borrowed money. The yield curve shows the relationship between interest rates on the vertical axis in various periods of time along the horizontal, ranging anywhere from 1 month to 30 years. The heavy blue line is the most recent yield curve, and as we can see, it is clearly steeper than last year, and we can clearly see that the long-term rates, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 20, 30, are clearly higher than a year ago. But at the short end of the curve, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, definitely lower. So the Federal Reserve has succeeded in lowering short-term interest rates as a result of their federal funds decisions from time to time over the last 12 months. This makes the banks happy because the banks pay you the lower interest rates on your savings accounts, but they charge you the higher rates on your car loan and your boat loan and your mortgage. The 1-month yield is 3.67%, but the 10-year note is 4.29%, and that's important because of the impact on mortgages. There's usually at least a 2-point spread between the 10-year note and the fixed rate mortgage for 30 years, which is currently at 6.45%. FHA loans are around 6.35%, VA a little bit lower, maybe around 5.9%. Regardless of how the Iran problem gets resolved, we still are going to have strong inflation pressures in our domestic economy. First of all, military spending. The president has already indicated he plans to spend a lot of money refurbishing the military, replacing items that have been consumed. And of course, we've got the problems of the deficit spending. That's going to be very inflationary. And higher oil prices can also be very inflationary, even if the Iran situation gets resolved satisfactorily. Oil prices are higher now and will continue to be into the foreseeable future. And as long as they are elevated, that's going to also exert upward pressure on prices. Well, this concludes my report to you for now. Please share this with others and don't forget to subscribe. Join the Conch Economist next time for more Surviving the Waves of Economic Change.